What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the 550i. Now in today's video I am replacing the upper control arm, most likely also the axle on the driver's side. Now I looked online on YouTube, couldn't find any video on the 550i. Nobody made a video on how to replace the upper control arm. The axle, I found a video, but it wasn't too detailed. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to do a little bit of a walkthrough, because most people don't. So this will be the video. If you're looking for one that actually have details, this is going to be this one. So I'm going to do a walkthrough on how to replace the upper control arm. It's a little bit dark under here, but first thing you're going to have to do, remember the 550i suspension is slightly different. The spring ratio is slightly different between the 550 and the 535i. The 550i is a heavier car, so the spring rating is different. First thing you gotta have to do is take out this steering angle sensor. This sensor right here. There's a nut on top right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. This nut right here. Take that out. So, just in case, because most people will probably just skip that and just break it. Replace that, and there's the two nut on the left and the right. You're gonna have to take it out from the engine bay. The first one here, it's under the power steering reservoir. So there's two nut holding the power steering. On mine, so one is missing apparently right there, and I've still got one holding the power steering. So thank you to whoever worked on the car before. Now all I have to do is take one out, and then you have access to the first one. The second one, I think is, oh Jesus, access on this place. I most likely will have to do it from in here, right there. It's in the corner. Let me try to zoom all the way in. Hopefully we get some light in there. Right there, that nut all the way in the corner. Right about there. Get some light in there, that nut. Okay, you zoom out easily. Right about there in the corner. Take that nut out. Again, one there and one underneath the power steering reservoir. Before you even take out those nuts inside, make sure you take this one out first in the front, because there's a lot of tension. So it's better if you take it out from here first, release the tension, and then take those out in the rear. So go with that direction. Well, let me show y'all my axle here. Look at the axle. Yo, this is the first time I've seen any axle just torn like that. It looked like it was purposely done. Like just completely, like almost like someone took a knife and just cut right into the axle. Like a bitter ex-girlfriend, like, hey, cut out your axle boot so your wheels can click all day long. You gotta take out this strut bar. Again, this is all on the driver's front. The driver's front side. I don't need to do the other side because it's perfectly fine. Okay, try not to lose the bolt, because with this engine, you drop something in there and you don't have it. Well, if you have a belly cover, just kiss it goodbye. You ain't gonna find it no more. Take these out. Man, I am hungry. I ain't even eat yet and I'm doing this. This is crazy. Okay, keep the nut in there so you don't lose it. So typically what I would do, or what I actually do, and just put it to the side somewhere. Let's put it over here. And it just gives you room. Be careful with these fuel lines or vacuum lines. That goes into this. And this car it fries everything. I have to replace these little pipes that I bought for the map sensor because so much heat that when I took it out the other day, they were like deformed, like, because this thing is plastic. It's just hard plastic. I think it's like 3D printed plastic or something. It's not, no, it can't withstand this heat for any long. So I gotta buy the aluminum housing because the plastic is not gonna do it. If you guys can see, I have my oil catch can just hanging in limbo. I still gotta figure out how to make a mount where they're gonna just sit on, or just buy longer hose, you know, just mount it to the firewall. But there they are, they're in there. Okay, we got the bolt. It's pretty long. Look at that, pretty long. I'm not trying to. Well, I'm gonna have to take this other one out too. The one here that's holding the coolant reservoir as well. I think. Hold on, let me see if I can do it without. Nah, it look like they're together. So I could, because they look like they're separate, but then again, they look like they're together. Okay, they're about the same length. These two bolts. They're exactly the same length. I just put them here so I don't lose it. But once you take that out, it lifts right up. It's gonna be a little more in depth. Look like I'm gonna have to take out this pipe, charge wall intake, to be able to like fit something underneath. Another thing is, be mindful of this. You're gonna hit your head on this at least 20 times doing this, because the way BMW designed this hood, it don't open all the way. It's just too low. Like, you can't work on a car if you don't have a hat on or protection. You're gonna literally bust your head open with this thing. All right, guys. So I found an easier way to take out that nut facing towards the front of the car when taking out the control arm. Take out the fender liner facing the front of the car, and underneath there, the bolt is literally buried right behind this line. It's right under the power steering reservoir, literally right there, right under. Hold on. Trying to see if I can just plant this in there and still be able to see that nut. But jeez, this thing is tricky. But it's right there. See that? That nut right. Try to zoom in a little more. Right there. Right there. That's where it's at. So, see that? It's right behind the line, the power steering line. Right there. So, you might be able to fit a wrench or socket between here and just hold it there. That would be like, you know, I think easier than to take out this whole thing that you know, the owner manual tell you to do. No, BMW, we're not gonna do it your way. We're gonna do it the hard way, but it's gonna seem quicker to us. All right, like I told you guys, this is gonna be a step-by-step video. So to take out the steering angle adjuster or sensor is a 10 millimeter. You use a 10 millimeter wrench or a little short socket to take it out, and you just put the little nut on it and just put it to the side. That way when you're taking this out, you don't, you know, don't hit it. Be careful, because you don't want to break that, especially if you're trying to drive your car the same day. So, and now I know where all the bolts are, and it's just a matter of taking this off, those two out, and yeah, it's cold. It's like 0 degrees outside. It's freezing. Not 0, I'm exaggerating that number, but it's like 30 degrees outside. It's cold. So yeah, this is gonna take a little. I'm gonna take my time because it's too cold for this. It's too cold. And if you guys are paying attention over here, the car has a little damage on this cooler. I have to replace this cooler because the car was hit while parked. If anybody spotted that, you can see it's a little kinked over here. So I have to replace that cooler, and the entire bracket around it is broken too. Not the whole bracket, but like the top part. You see, I did a little zip tie thingy action going on here to just keep it in place, but it needs to be replaced. It's not leaking, but it still needs to be replaced because I don't think it'll cool the car adequately if it's like that. So yeah, I don't know if I explained, but the nut, you need a E16, a E14 or E16 on this end of the nut. Okay, I hope you guys can see on this end, and on this end is a 15 or E16 or E14 should work on this other end. And once you do that, you can just hammer this part of the arm up, a few times, and it'll just pop right out. Yeah, seems like it wasn't under too much tension. And then in the back there, let me adjust that. That is a 16 mil in the back there. Let me zoom in for the other side of the arm. 16 millimeter to get that nut out. Now there's no, you don't need to counter hold it on the other end because you just don't. On the other side, I believe it's the same. But you're gonna have to hold this one. This one looks like it's a nut on the other end. So we'll get to that. We got the upper control arm out, and it was not easy. You gotta lift this power steering reservoir high, put something there to hold the position. Get yourself a 16 to hold that bolt, another 16 wrench to counter hold, and to take that out. It's a long bolt, very long. The second one is right there. This is the old arm, just got it out. And to take that second nut out, you're gonna have to jack up the vehicle. Use a tire jack or whatever to jack up the vehicle a little bit, and in order to slide the nut all the way out, because otherwise you won't be able to get it. It'll be stuck behind the spring. So that's how you do it. Now to get the new one in, it should be much faster and easier. Okay, we got the new upper control arm on, torque to spec, steering angle sensor or ride height sensor, whatever you want to call it. I believe that's what it looked like before. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna go back and watch the video just to be 100%, but it's fine. That's torqued down. All the arms are in, and time to drop this thing back down. Got the wheel on and everything. So yeah, a job well done.